time for Wallet Wednesday. Homeowners across Oregon have a new exciting tool at their disposal when it comes to their home equity.
It's called Splitero. That's a financial technology company providing homeowners some options to access that equity. Joining us live to tell us about the service, now available to Oregonians, is Michael Gifford, co-founder and CEO of Splitero. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Just give us the basics. What is Splitero and how does it work?
Yeah, Splitero helps homeowners access the equity in their home, and we provide homeowners a lump sum of cash for a share of their home's appreciation.
So you rolled this out in California, and now it's available to Oregonians, correct?
That is correct. Yeah, we recently jumped into Oregon. We're also available in Washington, Colorado, and Utah.
Okay. What's been the interest here in the Northwest? Have you had a lot of inquiries so far?
We have. We've had a ton of interest from homeowners in Oregon and really nationwide, right? Homeowners over the last few years have just amassed a magnitude of equity in their homes. And unfortunately, the financial institutions makes it pretty restrictive to access that home equity. So Splitero is here to help.
Why is it important for homeowners to have access to their home equity? What are they using the equity for?
Yeah, a lot of people are using it just for cost of living increases now, paying off debt. They repair, renovate their property. They're just trying to keep up because unfortunately, a lot of homeowners right now have a lot of equity built up in their homes and not a lot of cash. And so they need to be able to access that to keep pace.
Yeah, of course, you want to make sure that you're not making decisions right now that are going to put you in any kind of tough spot down the line. So what do you want to avoid when it comes to the options with home equity?
There are certainly a lot of options in the market now, and Splotero has really a unique proposition. We're able to give someone up to $500,000 or 30% of their home's value for 30 years without monthly payments or new debt. And so it's really a unique option where they can access equity in their home and not have more burdensome monthly payments.
Yeah, so that's what makes it different from, say, a home equity line of credit, for example, right?
Correct. A lot of people use a home equity line of credit and it comes with a very costly monthly payment. They access that equity, use that money for whatever they need, but then they have more bills every month that they have to keep up with. And that could be where they get in trouble.
Yeah.
So if people are interested, who might be a good candidate? At what point can you kind of start looking to access some of the equity in your home, and how would they get started with Splitero?
Yeah, that's kind of the unique part of the market that we're in right now. The average homeowner has 50% equity in their house, so they have more than enough to access that equity and still be in a good position. Typically, we work with homeowners with that 50% equity. We give them, say, another 10 to 15% of their home's value, and then they're able to use that cash for whatever they need. Right now, I would say most homeowners that have bought a house within the last 5 to 10 years have a substantial amount of equity that they can use.
And is it the assumption that the value of the home will increase over the course of time?
Yeah, I think depending on, how long in the future you are looking, that is generally the assumption. Your average homeowner is going to own their house for 7 to 10 years, and most points in the market, their home will increase in value over that time frame.
It's an interesting option for anyone who is, looking at doing some things right now, making some strategic moves in the market while everything's kind of in flux. Michael, thanks so much for joining us. Good to talk with you and great to hear about Splitero.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
And if you want to learn more about their home equity service, you can check out their website, splitero.com.